Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Oh, brother. First off, hit that like button. I ain't do nothing, y'all. It was the Texans. It wasn't me. All right. Don't take your anger out on the sauce for the Texans fucking loss. You know how we doing the sauce, man. First, what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to Sauce Sports Postgame Show. Texans versus Patriots. As y'all saw what took place. We're going to get into that. I'm your host, Honcho. If you're new to this, well, welcome to the best conversation, the best sports talk show in Houston. The freshest flavor in all H-Town sports, all sports only Houston, however you want to do it. Many lines, many ways to go about it. If you are familiar with this, then you know we can do a little quick Sauce Nation roll call. I'm just going to woosah. I'm just going to be calm about this whole ordeal because a lot of shenanigans, a lot of tomfoolery. Buddy. We're gonna open up the sauce line for a little while, a little bit. I'm gonna spill my sauce, man. And I mean, the crazy part about it is, like I said, if you follow on the Twitters, I even said on the Twitters that I'm not even going to, not gonna get too excited because Texan things have happened, right? This is the Houston Texans we're talking about. We jumped out, great start, it was looking good in both facets of the game for the most part. So you kind of got to the second half, things died. Everything was a wrap. It was over with. But I got one person today to point the finger at, right? And it's not Mills. Okay. Not Mills. Shout out Purple's Right. What's the motherfucking deal? Ray Rants. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me see where we at. There's a lot of folks in here, so let me just shout out to all y'all. I appreciate all y'all. You know, but what I will say is this one thing, okay? No, I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna put it on Cully. I'm not gonna. I'm pointing fingers. I'm gonna do what the team won't do. Right. I'm gonna do what the team won't do because even with all of the things that could have gone right, if one man would have done his job, like I think in situations where you can point out on an occasion where one man would have done his job, be a different outcome. Last week it was Davis Mills. He was terrible. Never fucking wear Jordans again on the field. This week, Amy Fairbairn. Now, there's been an ongoing controversy in the South between I want to say Hector and Wise about the status of one Kaimi Fairbairn and his efficacy. I think that argument has been settled. I don't know why. Sly looked nice. He actually made tackles. He was decent. And I get it. But see, what you guys don't realize is, what you guys do not realize is Caceres come in and he's, mostly wiped the slate clean of Bill O'Brien pieces and moves and acquisitions, right? Even after their extended one-legged dap situation, like two fucking flamingos. Well, Kaimi is one of the few remaining Bill O'Brien plants left in the Texans organization, right? Cut it. It needs to go. There's no talking. There's no, hey, if, and, buts, or maybes. Make your fucking extra points. Fucking field goal. The only thing a kicker is asked to do is kick. What do you call a kicker who can't kick? Unemployed. Fucking cut. Like the dude. No, I have nothing else to say for it. But what I will do, I'm gonna do something. There's something I want to start doing. Something I'm gonna start doing, right? I want y'all to come along with me. I want y'all to take a trip with me to a little spot, a little segment I want to start calling. And as I get everything back, because I said I lost a bunch of shit, it's gonna look a lot neater and not cool. The little segment I want to call Crow's Nest. So, if it was me first, because the player I'm going to eat a little bit of crow on today, I'll find more reasons to utilize this, right? Shout out, yes. If you got the crow emoji, drop the crow emoji for the crow's nest, right? Maybe I can't see behind me. Hold on, let me see crow's nest. Tim, I'm already appreciate the super sauce, super chat, love Rio, but I'm already beating you to it. I'm already beating you to it because I am going to give credit to one Davis Mills. I tell y'all a thing, right? A thing that I talk about all of the time, and that is the eye test, right? Today, at least in the first half, for the most part, Davis Mills passed the eye test. He ended up being 21 of 29 for 311 yards, 3 touchdowns. Threw some very nice passes. There was a pass late in the game that he shouldn't have thrown to Cooks that he put in a fucking window. Probably a terrible decision. It didn't convert the drive, but still was a nice pass. I mean, he put it in there only where he could get it. And then the one he had earlier to who was that? Moore, I think, number 15. He had a couple of passes of Moore that were very good. I don't know what happened between then and now. Maybe he doesn't need too much. Maybe the more time he has to think, the worse off he is, right? But Davis Mills looked like a very capable quarterback today. If he can continue playing this way, right, then I must give him the credit some of you people would say that he deserved. But again, it's only one game, but I'm going to give him the credit. Um, you know what I'm saying? And I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that. Right? Shout out to Braylon Ramsey. That hundred such play calling what I call brain freezing. Kelly do that every week. Yeah, it was a situation where you get up a little bit and then you start taking your foot off the gas. I don't know if I would necessarily call them purists, but there's a group of people in the NFL, right, who have this belief, who have this feeling about airing your opponents out. You know, they just want to win the game. Don't embarrass them. This shit right here, this shit right here. I'm an angry bird. I'm angry. I'm very angry about the loss. That's why I'm angry. Usually I will not wear the angry bird shit in the crow's nest, but I'm angry at the loss because of Kaimi Fairbairn. But my thing is, I have to give Davis Mills his due. In what is easily his best game, played well. I clowned in the pregame. I said, mark my motherfucking words. If he get 100 yards, it's a big deal. He came out balling. He made some great throws. He did well. So, congratulations, Davis Mills. The thing about that is my face is covered. Y'all never have proof that I actually said this. It could be somebody else saying it. Now, one game, if you can string together more games like this, hey, if you're showing signs of improvement, cool. Cool beans. Awesome. Great, right? So let's talk about it. A couple of things that went wrong. We talked play calling, right? But there were still plenty of opportunities on the field to overcome play calling. Uh, you had one, Kaimi Fairbairn fucking up royally. Can't do his job, you cut him. You had Reed and Cunningham both with missed interception opportunities late in the game. Those are the plays you have to make, especially if you're considered one of the more talented players on this team, especially this defense. Cunningham has to make plays. He's got the payday, got to make the play. Reed looking for the payday, got to make the play. Um, so those were hurtful with everything else that went on. To me, if you're putting up 21 points, 22 points, I'm saying 21, independent, which 21 and 24 points, you should be winning football games. Your defense should be doing their job, winning football games, right? Now in those 21, you're expecting to actually make the extra points, but that's another conversation, right? As far as turnovers, I know you had Mitchell, I think, at the line. That was a great play because I mean this could have really went a different way. When the what's his name knocked it out at the goal line and fucking King got in the way. They were eating on fucking King early. It was very unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Like I said, there were just things that the defense was doing. A lot of it, like we're saying in the Discord, bend but don't break. But eventually, you get bent too far, you break. I have no excuse. We saw sustained drives. The first drive was, 18 plays? So I can't sit there and say, oh, Davis Mills ain't the same. He did it today, right? I agree. Titus, a lot of y'all came and argued with Sauce. Roundtable, oh, y'all hating on Titus. First, we all know Titus was drafted to be a left tackle, right? Obviously, that wasn't it. So, you know, his position has shifted. Because here's the thing. If you are solid and truly holding down a position, you're not that fuck all that versatile shit. They're not moving you all over. Well, maybe it's a little bit better over here. Maybe it's a little bit better over here. Maybe it's a little bit. Obviously, you're lacking holes in your game somewhere, so they're trying to find the best spot for you because you're not necessarily a standout at any particular position. Okay. Um, let me see. Let me see. But I got a question for you guys, right? I got two things, right? And I'm gonna open up the line. Like I say, it's not gonna be a super long sauce. It just is what it is. Um, the real blame. I'm gonna make a statement and I have a question, and then I'm gonna open up the lines. The real blame in this game, though, the real blame in this game is Rio. Rio turned it into a riot. The Texans were successful. They were winning. They were dominating the game until y'all know me too well. It is Rio. Rio did it. It's all on Rio. It had nothing to do with the guys, how they practiced, how they played on the field. Rio did it. I'm blaming Rio. Um, there were whispers and murmurs in the Discord of how well the Texans were playing. Swisher made a statement, and it held up until a point, and then a wild Rio appeared. And after that, the Texans went stagnant. No, all bullshit to the side. Very interesting coincidence that did take place. There was kind of a little running joke that was going on in the Discord, but that's like again, Rio, aka Riot, aka you got to. It's kind of a either you've been in the sauce long enough, you've heard some Rio calls, or you know from the Discord. There's a lot of very interesting running jokes inside the Discord. I encourage y'all to be. I'm telling you, because if nothing else, it's always going to be fun. And no matter how bad the losses get, there's always fun and entertainment in the Discord. You want to be a part of that? Patreon.com/Sauce Sports, or join the channel at the Saucy tier or higher. I think that's the one. Anyway, so now I want to propose a question for you guys. And then we're going to open up the line. Okay. Make sure you hit the like button. Like I said, I didn't do shit to y'all. That was the Texans. That was Cully. That was the defense. That was Tim Kelly, them guys. I did nothing to you. Like the sauce. If you don't like sauce, hit the thumbs down, but don't give a shit. Just hit one of them damn buttons and engage, motherfuckers. So if Davis Mills continues to play this way, if he's, I'm not sure if it's Tyrod next week or the week after, whatever. Even if it's not, do you have a quarterback controversy on your hands? Do you stick with Davis Mills to see if you can continue to get this level of play out of him? Or do you go back to Tyrod Taylor? Because football is a game of variables, right? There's a million different variables in the game of football. So Tyrod could come back, look rusty, look a certain way, and you'll have fans calling for Mills, right? This could be just one game where Mills stood out. And again, Patriots is a good defense, so this was commendable on Mills and Kelly and these guys early on, at least, for pulling out some things out of their bag of tricks or working to his strengths and finding success. Just couldn't follow through with it. Nobody could predict that fucking Kymie Fairbairn really has a wooden leg, and he's not a real boy. So that's just a whole other situation. Nobody expects that. You expect the kicker to do the job that he fucking gets paid to do and make kicks. But anywho, right? Just anywho. Do you have a quarterback controversy on your hands? I don't know y'all's thoughts on that. I'll drop a little poll here in just a second. Do I got the body by we 159D? I don't even got the thing up there. I don't know how many likes we got, but hit that like button while I drop this little poll on you. Oh, I keep forgetting that you can do the poll on the fucking YouTube now, right? So, and now I'm gonna get ready. While I do that, I'm gonna get the line ready. So I know some of y'all gonna want to call in and share your thoughts. We'll take a few calls. Is Roderick in here? Oh shit. Roderick in here ruining shit. Roderick has a foot fetish, so that's something y'all might not know about him. I like to share things about members of Sauce Nation. All right, we'll drop that right there. And while I'm doing that, let me switch to the right line, the sauce line. And let me switch to the call screen. So let's take some. Oh yeah, no, I know y'all couldn't hear. Y'all just hold your freaking horses. All right. It's just I've got to switch the scenes. I got to change the audio. All right. So, Mr. Rio, the riot starter, why did you do this to the
Hmm.
Houston Texans?
Why did I make us lose today?
Yes. Why? Why are you such an evil person? Why don't you want the Texans to have any success with
I just felt like it. Just, just felt like it.
you? It's a terrible
What's
situation.
up, Ray Ray?
Ray
Hey,
Ray.
hey, I allowed y'all to have an exciting first half. I allowed y'all to be all happy going into halftime.
Why'd you take that away from us? We were enjoying the happiness.
Cause I need y'all to see the reality of the situation.
What is the
Because
rap?
the question you should be asking isn't if Tyrod comes back and he's healthy, do you have a quarterback controversy on your hands? The question you should be asking is if Davis Mills continues this trajectory, Tyrod comes back, whether they start Davis Mills or Tyrod, do you look at a QB in the draft or do you stick with Davis Mills going forward?
Interesting. I think we're in a situation. My personal responsibility is that if this QB draft class, which a lot of people are not very high on, a lot of people aren't very big fans of, um, isn't that great? Why risk the capital if you can get, better talent in other positions and maybe hold off for a year or two if Davis is showing that he has the potential to improve, and he has to show that consistently. And depending on, the decision they make with Tyrod will allow you to either prove that or not. Um, then I think you stick with it and don't waste the draft capital. You get better talent. That way you build a team around the quarterback of the future. And who knows? It might actually accidentally pan out and be Mills. You give him that opportunity.
This is true, and I will agree with it. And if Davis Mills does pan out, he will be he might actually help Nick Casario break the Texans' true curse, and that's a third round draft pick.
Mm, So you think that he can be? So do you think that that's a Texans curse or is that a Bill O'Brien thing?
That's a Texan curse because that was around before Bill O'Brien, and it's still somewhat around now. Because look at Nico Collins.
Well, what about Nico? I mean, Nico is just an injury situation.
Uh-huh. This
Hmm.
is true.
So
But
let's.
I only called in to bring in to let all y'all bring in the heat on me, to tell me I'm the cancer, I'm the worst person in this off, I'm the worst person in the Discord. I caused us to lose. Yes, it's all my fault.
Yes, I actually believe somebody has just put you on the trading block.
Yes,
I don't know what you're going for.
all my fault. But to the rest of y'all that's about to call in, call in. Everyone else, hit that like button because what are we at, Honcho? 70 likes?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm not looking at. I see the thing count, but I see we're like at 140. So we're like 70 likes. We should have 100. We had 144 people in here. We're down to we're at 172 people. My thing is off. What we got 101 haters in it. We got more haters than likes in this bit. Oh my good grief! I am disappointed. Look, just because y'all mad at the fucking Texans and Kaimi, I didn't kick the fucking button. Hit the damn button. You in this bitch, hit this bitch. Now, if you're a Patriots fan, I don't give two shits about you. But hey, if you want to stick around and participate and talk trash, you're more than welcome. But hit the like button, hit the dislike button, hit one of them damn buttons. Damn it! That shit don't make no sense. That we got damn near more 100 people watching than
But
we do have interactions. It's terrible.
but before I get off of here, I want to say this. Y'all can call me the cancer. Y'all can call me the curse. Y'all can call me whatever you want. But Kaimi was missing kicks before I joined the Discord call.
This is true. This is true. But
All
the
right.
offense was playing more efficiently till you called and they stagnated. So what's the excuse for that?
Oh, The same excuse we always have with the Texans. Oh, we had the lead. Well, we can't be mean, so let's take our foot off the gas and just kind of like, slow it down and just kind of like hold the lead.
So I got a question for you though. After this game, does your view, perspective, belief in Davis Mills change at all?
Nope. He's a crappy QB. He will always be a crappy QB. And all this proves is that he looks serviceable enough that they might want to stick with him. But when it comes down to being clutch time, he's not the QB that can drive you down the field to get you that win.
Okay. You don't think that he has the potential if the pieces around him protect him, a la Britt on a particular play? I mean, he made a nice throw to Cooks towards the end.
Because that play there where he threw the ball out of bounds when there was like 15 seconds left, it was wide open. He could have ran the ball, ran out of bounds, probably made the first down, and still had some time left on the clock to make a play or, I don't know, do something. But no, he not only did he throw the ball out of bounds, if you really watch it, he crossed the line of scrimmage before he did it.
Anything else that's on your mind, Mr. Rio?
Oh, no, nothing. But that's just it. I'm enjoying this. This is gonna be fun going forward, guys.
You're an evil man, Mr. Rio, but I appreciate you calling.
Oh, yes, I am. See ya, Honcho.
All right, that's good. All right, shout out to Mr. Rio. So again, very unfortunate outcome for us, right? Very unfortunate situation for the Texans. Led the majority of the game and only to come in and lose it towards the end, right? And the Patriots' record of having relative success against rookie QBs continues. Even though, like I said, it's hard for me to find any fault with Davis Mills' mistake. Even at the end of the game, me believing who he was before the game and being put in that situation, I don't think it was ideal for him. We still don't think that he's that. But again, like I said, he had a good game. He had a game statistically that I never thought I'd see him have. For him to put up a few hundred yards and not turn the ball over multiple times. It is what it is. So yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, and here's the crazy part about it, right? Here's the crazy part about all this shit. Other than the Bills game, because of how terrible he played, I feel like there was potential. Let me take that back. Carolina, it was the opportunity. I put it like this. Let me fix all of it. If Tyrod Taylor was not hurt, the Texans are single-handedly leading the division. The conversation that was being had around the nation is no longer being had, but they'll find some way to change the narrative and say, oh, it's because of this or that. I think that, and again, I can't fault. I'm not going to come out and say that I would think that Tyrod would have had remarkably better QB play than what's his name did today. So again, I have to put this on Kaimi. If your fucking kicker's not making kicks, well, he's a piece of shit. So there's that. If you want to call in to the Sauce Sports Sauce line, 346-36-SAUCE, 346-367-2823. Feel free to call in, share your thoughts in the game. Now, sometimes another number, if it puts you on hold, because I know sometimes we'll call in and put you on, sometimes the hold is a bit janky. Feel free to hang up and call back in. You know what I mean? So there's that. And I do. I think that, because one, you have a little bit more veteran decision making. Tyrod's been in these situations. I think there's certain plays where he would make the better choice. But as far as the throws that were made, as far as making mostly good decision and being relatively accurate. I have no fault with I can't remember his name.
Hello?
Dave Mills. Yes. Who we have calling into the sauce line this afternoon?
Yo, hey, man, it's your boy JP, man.
JP,
Hey, dude, Honcho, I know you saw that game, man. And to me, honestly, man, this game, I put on the show squarely of David Culley, bro.
really? Solely on David Culley?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It starts out with the fake punt attempt.
I forgot about that. Yes.
I don't know what
Yes.
he's doing. I don't know if it was a fake punt or whether he was just trying to draw him offside.
Mhm.
I just don't get that play. What was the point of that? Okay, you're up 22-9 at that point. If you're gonna punt it, just do a regular fucking punt. You punt it away. You trust your defense that was already dominant in the game, and your team still has momentum. That momentum goes away after that play. Another stupid play that he did was when he put Cairnway Fairbairn for the 56-yard attempt. When you knew this man missed 2 field goal extra points earlier in the game. He had 4th and 2. I believe at that point, were we not 2 for 2 for 4th down attempt?
I believe so.
All right, I'm sorry. Let me turn it up to my phone. All right, Gary. All right, now Gary. All right. Yeah, I believe we were 2 for 2 on our field goal attempt, man, and just our 4th down attempt, excuse me. And he decides to let Cairnway Fairbairn, after missing 2 extra points, try for his career-long 56-yard attempt. He misses that. He gets them in a good field position. They go down and score again.
Yeah.
Also, the timeout situation, dude. He kept using these timeouts in the second half that he didn't need to use, bro. And just he gives to no time at the end to even possibly come back. So I put on Culley, man.
Okay. And I can see your point, and I'm not gonna disagree. But do you think that also, even from those angles, that you could look at execution being the same part of those problems? Now, the timeout thing, that he has sole control of that, but I think that you're seeing some on the field that guys are either confused or like I say, about to run out of time. So I see that. But with the fake, maybe this is something they ran, maybe something they thought, but then kicking the ball in the back of your own guy's head, that's not the way you should probably execute things like that. And then with Kaimi, again, shouldn't you expect your kicker to do his job? Like, I mean, and yes, as a coach, you should know when guys are here.
Absolutely.
But you got one job. Like, your kicker should make kicks. I don't think there's any excuse for that. So you should be able to trust him, even though he has been performing poorly. But I definitely agree with you, though. I can see what you're saying, that as a coach, you're supposed to see these things ahead of the game or ahead of time, and kind of circumvent these problems from occurring. So, well, I get it.
Well, and also, Honcho, man, what's also killing this team, I mean, especially on the end of games, is, I mean, let's get real, dude. We like Mark Ingram, but, I mean, outside of that, we have no running game.
Mm.
Like, we have no running game. We really don't. Like, we probably have the worst running game in the league, and just, with the combination of no running game and you have a rookie quarterback out there, you really don't have a true ball control offense to close out games. That's what we saw. We Atlanta Falcons ourselves today.
Mm.
If you're able to run the ball properly, get first down, slow down the clock, keep the ball away from out of Mac Jones' hands, I mean, you easily close out that game and to me, was a well inferior New England team. And I mean, there's no reason we should have lost the game, honestly.
I said we put up a total of 67 yards rushing. That is trash.
That's and honestly, and I mean, me and Honcho, I'm not gonna put a plug for my show because this is yours, my bad. But I said earlier on my show that I truly believe that Scotty Phillips is the guy that we need to start looking at as possibly being the starting running back of the team. I'm not saying start him next week, but at least give this man some fair see we did, because to me, all the backs in preseason, he was the best.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, it's just I don't think any of the other guys right now. Philip Lindsay, don't get me wrong, he has speed, but he's not a good runner up the middle. Mark Ingram, I mean, yeah, he can tilt the rock and like get those pounding yards, but like he's not gonna explode for a play. David Johnson, well, I mean, he's a good receiver, but that's all he can do. I mean, Scotty Phillips, I mean, at least give a kid a chance. See what he can do. I mean, you have nothing to lose at this point. I mean, but, but, it's something they should try. I mean, at least right now. I don't know if Tyrod's coming back this week. I hope he does, but it's just it's frustrating right now to see how stagnant how explosive the offense was in the first half, and just see how stagnant they were in the second. Man, it was really pathetic to see, man.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Hey, feel free, man. Go ahead, plug your show. And so folks know if they want to check it out, they like your opinions.
Oh, all right. Well, y'all, hey, I do Porch Talk Sports, y'all. I actually just put in my post-game announcement for this game. So, if you want to go ahead and subscribe, y'all, go to Porch Talk Sports YouTube page, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. That would brother out, y'all. Thank y'all so much, y'all. Honcho, man, appreciate it for letting me on, man. This one was just really frustrating to watch because it was just so many little things that could have changed the tide of this game, which, I mean, the stupid coaching decision for me.
Yeah.
Really stupid coaching decision. It didn't make that fake punt didn't make sense. The 56-yard field goal attempt didn't make sense. The misuse of timeouts and just game management. I put that on Coley. And overall, I love Coley. I like the coach he's bringing, but he's making some rookie head coach mistakes right now. So, and that's also, I mean, he's adjusting to a rookie quarterback too. So I'm not going to give him too much flack, but I do blame him for this loss.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I see your point on that. I definitely see your point on that. Ms. AP, man,
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming. You got anything else you want to share? I'm sorry.
Oh no, man, that's gonna be it, man. It sucks to see that we had such a game in hand and we let it slip out of our hands. Man, this one was frustrating. It was. It really was. All right, Honcho, appreciate it, man.
All right, good call.
Appreciate it, brother.
And so I agree. It's one of those. But that's what it is being a Texans fan, though. That emotional roller coaster. Because I'm telling y'all, and y'all can thank Ray, right? Because ever since the Denver game, I know that things have changed significantly. It's hard for me to get too high on the Texans. I'm at a neutral point, so I'm not to the point where I'm even getting too low on the Texans. I had extremely low expectations, so anything above that is exceptional to me. But even like I said early on, that with the 22-9, it was just like, it's a little too good to be true, right? It's just we've seen it before. It had I wouldn't even say it had the KC field when the stakes were not the same, and then two, they came back significantly and made it look bad. But just to get so close, have so many opportunities, the Malik Collins penalty was atrocious, right? And what's up with that, man? Because this is not the first time he's gotten several of those calls, several of those penalties. And even though I don't think it was really a terrible roughing pass, such a sketchy ass thing. And the other penalty too that I thought was shitty was the one Lonnie got earlier in the game. It was a helmet to helmet. It's not like he deliberately. You could tell the man was trying to avoid the helmet to helmet, right? Bodies do this thing called shifting and movement, right? They adjust. And sometimes in air, you can't turn a certain way. Other kinds of players are moving a certain way, and it's not always going to time it perfectly, right? And sometimes it's a split second off of timing that from something that would be a penalty that wouldn't be a penalty. And so I thought it was kind of ticky-tacky, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? Those little things definitely impacted the outcome. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the sauce line this evening?
Hello.
Yes. Hello. Who we got calling on the line? Y'all can thank Ray, right? Because ever since the Denver game. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Too low on Texas. I had extremely low expectations. So anything above that.
You have to call me back because I don't know what's going on with them. I can hear you, caller. You want to call back? And we'll try again. That will definitely work. But I don't know. If you call back, make sure you please turn the stream down a little bit in the back. So, make sure it sends stuff back. But again, like it's just discipline. Some of the disciplinary issues that we were kind of giving the Texans credit for earlier in the season, they've been playing a little bit more refined. It seems like some of those things are not being sustained right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's happening, but what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the sauce line this afternoon? Hello.
Baby said hello.
And sometimes in here, you can't turn.
Is baby there?
Some players are moving a certain way, and it's not always going to time it perfectly, right?
Are you on the stream?
No, I'm on the phone. I'm on the stream, yes, but I'm on the. You're on the line right now.
Oh, okay, I'm watching it.
Okay.
But,
Can you turn the volume down in the background? Because it's picking up a whole lot.
Those little things.
Hold on 1 second. Let me turn my TV down.
What's one of the things we got calling into the soft line? Yes. Who got calling on the line?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's JC. I think the game. I think it was a terrible loss. I think that the defense did really, really good. I feel like if we would have capitalized on a few of those interceptions that we did have. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you can still hear me? Yes, you can. But I feel like if we would have capitalized on a few of those interceptions, yeah, because it's flagging on there. We probably would have won the game or had a chance to win the game if we would have capitalized on a few of those interceptions. And the play calling was terrible. I blame it on David Culley mostly, but Davis Mills did look good as well.
So, like, what is it that Cully did that was most, was the biggest mistake in your opinion?
I feel like the timeout situation and then that punt call, and then on 4th and 2 not going for it, because I mean, if you see teams in the NFL nowadays and you watch other teams on 4th down situations, they're able to go for it. And I understand, Davis Mills is a rookie, but Mark Ingram, he's not a rookie. You know what I mean? David Johnson's somebody. I know David Johnson sucks, but somebody at least try. You know what I mean? Because either way, we still lost the game. So.
So like right now, looking at how Davis played today, do you think the Texans have a quarterback controversy on their hand, or when Tyrod is available, you go directly back to Tyrod Taylor?
I kind of feel like Tyrod would be good to go back to, but I would still kind of just swap them out, kind of how the Saints kind of did with Drew Brees and Taysom Hill, and just keep swapping them out and use their quarterbacks wisely and just try to keep Davis protected as much as you can. The O-line did pretty good today. They didn't allow too many sacks, but I feel like they just need to protect him as much as they can as well.
All right. So, what are your expectations of the Texans moving forward from this point? I mean, do you think that Mills improves? Is this a one-off for him, or what are your thoughts? Do you think it's going to be a bad rest of the season?
I think we're gonna have a losing record. I think that it's gonna be. We might have some close games when and if Tyrod does come back, or if they keep Davis in or whatnot. That has to be decided first. But I still foresee a losing season.
All right. So, is there a particular player if the Texans don't have success this season, who are you looking at in next year's draft?
I haven't looked at the next year's draft yet, to be honest, but I will when I do. I'll be sure to comment on some of your videos.
Appreciate that. Anything else you got on your mind, JC?
No, sir. Just that it was another terrible loss. it kind of just reminds me of just losing and losing when O'Brien was head coach, and I don't want Culley to kind of get that same reputation just because he's making bad play calling, and he needs to fix it.
And like I say, yeah, and then like last caller mentioned, Cully is a rookie too, and so he's going to make his mistakes.
Yeah.
But it was just, coach, rookie QB together. Things are going to happen. But overall, like I said, it's very unfortunate how it went down. Maybe he learned something from this, and so we don't have these same issues in the future. But I appreciate you calling in, Mr. JC, and sharing your thoughts with us this afternoon.
Yes, sir. You have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too. Thank you. Shout out, JC. See, we had a couple of callers coming in. Are we active today, huh? What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the sauce line this evening?
DK Taylor.
DK Taylor, what's on your mind this evening?
I hate these losses, man. They're almost worse than blowouts. You get up high, and then you're like, the Texans gonna do it this week, and they come out and they give you hope, and here we are looking at another loss at the end of week 5.
Yeah, when you see those blowouts, it's what's inevitable. It's coming. When you do have the game, it feels like in hand, and then it slowly seems to melt through your fingers, and then you end up with nothing. When you could have had some type of success. Yeah, it is a bit of a heartbreaker. And then especially like in the game today, because you saw a lot of potential as to what, hey, maybe the Texans are a little bit better than we thought. Maybe the Texans do have some things going on, and then it just kind of Texans end up Texaning by the end of the game. Is it a culture issue to you, or do you think it's a coaching issue? Is it just too many rookies in charge, or what do you feel like the biggest issue was in the loss today?
I don't know if it's Nick Casario making these calls or David Culley, but today I feel like the coaching kind of let us down. We had multiple opportunities to go out there and either get ahead or keep the momentum on our side. And, the weird punt, I don't know if that was before the half or right after the half, but the weird punt, the Zebras calling that roughing the passer on us, just Texans. I can only describe them as Texans things, stuff like that happening. It just, towards the end of the game, I knew we were going to lose, so you just kind of accept it, but it still hurts. You feel stupid for getting your hopes up high, and it's just one of those Texans games, man. I can't even say anything else other than it was just one of those Texans games. But I appreciate you answering the call. What's the motherfucking deal? Always keeping it real on the sauce for H-Town. I'm going to hop off this call and let somebody else call, but I appreciate you, man.
Man, I appreciate you for calling. Thank you for watching, man. I truly do appreciate it.
All right, one.
Thank you. Shout out to DK Taylor. We'll take 1 or 2 more calls. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Texans make it really tough. They make it really tough, and I'm trying to debate like. Y'all know when these bad things are happening. There may be more recordings this week. Like my schedule is kind of adjusting a little weird. I like to do streams, but there may be a bit more recordings this week than streams. But we'll see how that works out. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the sauce line this evening?
Hey, Honcho.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you say.
What's that?
Who is this?
This is Ray Honcho.
Ray Ray. Who's Ray Ray?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's Ray Ray. The name sounds familiar. I'm fucking with you, Ray Ray. What's good, man? What's on your mind, Mr. Ray Ray? How are you feeling about the world-class Houston Texans?
It's kind of what we expected. I actually enjoyed watching the game today. It was a nice kind of reprieve to see Mills look like not a total incompetent idiot. Coaching was questionable. O-line play was absolutely fucking horrendous, despite us having a lead, which was kind of phenomenal in itself. Time of possession was relatively close. No turnovers. I mean, it was everything you want in the Texans game. The only problem is special teams failed. ham, no burger, peanut butter, no jelly, salt, no pepper. Take whatever analogy you want. It's like everyone's been saying, it's the typical Texan shit over and over and over again. So, yeah, I have to say that this is a combination of blame. I call it the holy trinity of blame. I call it Fairbanks, or I call him Fair Bag of Dicks now. From now on, his name is Fair Bag of Dicks. It's not Fairbanks. It's not Caine. I blame it on Coley. Bad decisions on a lot of different angles. And I absolutely blame it on Rio.
Ooh, yes.
His shit, that shit was ridiculous. Coincidental? Maybe. But, man, everything was going good until he got his punk ass into the Discord, and then they all went to shit. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to give him a little bit of the blame in this bitch, too. So, but,
But it really is such an odd coincidence that it happened the way it happened in Discord. I mean, everything was peachy keen. Everybody was kind of on, and Swisher made a statement.
Yep.
And then everybody was like, "Shut up, don't say it." And then right around halftime, a wild Rio appeared, and then it just started. A small fire started, and it just started to grow and grow, and then it encapsulated the whole Discord. Then people started muting Rio, and it just got all crazy from that point forward.
I literally muted him and turned him down until the end of the fourth quarter. It was bad. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear the negativity. There is a thin line, Rio, between negativity and realism, and you cross that bitch on a regular. So I need you to be kind of self-aware in that aspect. You cross that bitch quite frequently. So, like you said, we were having a great Discord. Everything was fine. No one was fighting. No one was arguing. We were enjoying the game. And then holy shit, he comes in and all hell breaks loose. Everyone's like, oh shit, he's here. We're fucking done. Like, everyone was saying it. It wasn't just one person. There's everybody. Take your fucking context clues, Rio. Jesus Christ. It was bad. So, no, in all fairness, though, man, it is a Texas team, bro. I mean, let's not sugarcoat the shit. It just happened to be extremely coincidental and fucking funny as hell, honestly, if you want to be frank with you. So, but other than that, it's we want signs of looking better. No, I don't know. You can't get much better signs than that. I mean, the quarterback that we've been dissing this whole time, that including myself, is just came out and had a game. I guess the O-line just forgot to show up. Special teams forgot to show up. Everything else looks pretty decent. Looks like it was on a better scale of things to look for.
So do you feel like Mills has turned a corner? Do you think this was a one-off, or do you think we kind of got to watch and see?
No, it's a one-off. Come on. It's a one-off. If I start seeing like 2, 3, 4 games like this is a different conversation, right? But as of right now, no, this is a one-off. He had a good game. He had a good game. There's no questioning whether he had a good game or not. And anyone that is completely uber biased against this guy. And that's coming from me. That's kind of saying a whole hell of a lot, because I definitely don't like this guy. But I mean, had a broken clock once, it was right twice today. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with this. I need to see it more. Consistency is key. Isn't that what we always say?
Yes, absolutely.
Consistency is key. And if I see it more consistently, this might be a quarterback controversy type shit. Because then here's the thing: if Rio's theory is right, and this is a tank, if it's right, and we're gonna ride with him for a year or two to see what we got, which I firmly believe it's actually a pretty solid theory. I think they're gonna Savage 2.0 him. I think they give him more time than Savage got. If you want to be honest with you. I mean, this is our quarterback for the next couple of years, whether Tyrod's hurt or even on the team, whether we draft a QB or not. They're going to see what they got with him. And they're content with the shit show that they're bringing out, because in their world, we'll get a high draft pick. We'll get a lot of picks, and hopefully Derek gets traded soon, and then we'll get even more picks. And then we can start rebuilding the program. And we've been saying it. This looks like a 1-2 year rebuild, maybe longer. But, you know, I guess in the fan side of me hopes that this is not a long rebuild. The realistic side of me says this is going to be a long fucking rebuild. And that's the problem.
But with the way they played some of these games, right? Let's say, you know, they get rid of WD-40 and, you know, before the roof caves in and, you know, for all the legal stuff happens. So I think that's going to lower the price, but that's another conversation. So say they cash in, they get a couple of first rounders and, you know, maybe spread over the next few years. A couple of first rounders, say a couple of second rounders and maybe some talent. I know that's a whole lot to ask, but let's just say they get a couple of decent picks. With what you've seen so far this year, how they've kind of, other than maybe the Bills game, that they've kind of relatively been in it, even without Tyrod, and that they've been looking somewhat capable, not a dominant force at all. But do you think that it'll move ahead a little bit faster than anticipated? Do you think that the acquisition from any assets they could get from WD-40 would speed this process along, or do you think it's going to be that kind of timeline regardless of what happens?
Well, the problem is with the WD-40, the motherfucker's name's Derek, by the way, for all you fuckers out there. The motherfucker's real name is Derek. All right? So for Derek's shit, I've been saying this from the jump. I kind of flopped on it because I got a little hope because I heard that Houston turned down an offer for 3/3 and 3/3 and 3 firsts or 3 firsts and 3 seconds. I don't remember exactly what the article was, but I got hope. I was like, okay, so people are trying to shop for him. Great. This may not go as long as I thought, but I honestly said there's a great possibility. Sean Watson has played football for 2 fucking years. There's a great possibility. Not only that, but his legal troubles are the reason. Not his play, not whether he can play, not whether the NFL is going to suspend him. His legal issues are really literally the shit that's preventing the entire trade from going down. So on the off chance that we do happen to get some kind of payoff, I guess, for that particular player, yeah, you know, it's a possibility. I think this thing could turn around a lot quicker than what we're projecting. But it would have to be some fairly high picks and some people who can start and impact immediately. And let's be fair, in Texans, granted, it's, you know, multiple GMs, multiple coaches, but the history of the Texans is not many rookies come in and make solid impacts like fucking immediately. Think about it. Not really. Not even D-Hop. Not really JJ. That they usually took year 2 or year 3 before they got finally on the map, quote unquote. Hell, with Deshaun Watson himself. Yeah, we saw what he got, but we didn't get a good taste of it. And it actually, you know, the following season, one could argue, kind of had a relatively mediocre season. But then again, you know, like it's going to take time. And if the Houston's nurse this shit and try to make this, you know, you draft a bunch of first rounders in their first year, they're backups, where you've wasted a year, and then but you got the 5th round option on the first round picks. Well, that's great, but why not? My thing is baptizing a player by fire. I want to see what you got. I don't want to see what you look like on the practice field. Fuck that shit. I don't want to see what you look like in preseason. I want to see what you got. What can you do when the shit counts? If the shit don't count, then it don't fucking really matter. And that's kind of my point. I want to see, like the caller said, Scotty Phillips needs to be the starting fucking running back. Your rushing offense, which you are predicated and preached to the NFL as what you're going to do this season, is damn near bottom of the league. How is that possible when you're carrying 5 running backs? I don't understand. How is that possible? Philip Lindsay, sorry, that I was really for that signing when we got him. Now I want nothing to do with him. I don't want him to even see the fucking field unless it's like as a slot receiver, maybe. That's about it. But I want this team to move forward, and they can't move forward because, one, I don't think they have the head coach that they truly want. Let's be fair on that. And number 2, Derek is holding them hostage.
Yeah.
He's holding them hostage. We can't even begin to talk about rebuilding this program until we get rid of him and know what the fuck we're going to get in return and where we're going to even go. So that's just me anyway.
All right. Well, Mr. Ray, I appreciate your thoughts. You got anything else you'd like to add?
Actually, I have a question for you, Honcho.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So my question's coming from there's a lot of talk in the Discord about tanking, right? And I have a question from you from a player standpoint. You played Division I ball. You kind of will understand this question. And I asked the same question, and I met with resistance, and I want to get your take on this. If you have a team that is underperforming for whatever reason, whether it be not the right quarterback, not the right coach, wrong kind of defense, whatever the case may be, right? You personally, as a player, do you just mail it in and don't compete on a weekly basis when it's time to compete?
No, absolutely not.
Thank you.
Your play is your resume.
Then why? Yeah, exactly. That's what I don't understand. This cracks me up about people who talk about tanking. All right. Yes, I understand the tanking. A lot of the moves you can make a solid argument that they are tanking, right? But I find it hard to believe that every motherfucker in that locker room, whether they're getting paid the league minimum or millions and millions of dollars, isn't going to go out there and try to get it all to win a fucking game. So the whole idea of tanking to me is kind of ridiculous. I don't think Coley wakes up in the morning and goes, you know what, we're a shit team, but hey, I got my money. You know what, let's put a coaching plan together this week so we don't win. You mean to tell me he's gonna want to do that instead of hearing from whether it be Jack, Nick, or fucking Cal? Hey, what the fuck was that shit? 87 yards passing, negative 23 yards in the first half. What the fuck are you doing? Do you really think he cares with those fucking meetings? Do you really think he tries to put players in that position to do that kind of thing? To make it to well, actually, and be even more frank with you, he's a guy who is coaching a team that doesn't want his only head coaching job to be a fucking disaster and a laughing stock. So why the fuck would he want to tank it?
That makes a lot of sense. So
I'm so sick. I'm so sick of hearing about the tanking shit, Honcho. I get it. The moves we've made are questionable. I get that, but this whole so tank Commanders and I get that shit. And I'm not a big fan of the guy, even though he had a good game today. But for fuck's sake, as a fan, I want to be able to see my team get better.
yes,
Not
absolutely.
get fucking worse and become a fucking circus freak sideshow for the fucking rest of the world to look at and go, Texans, that's funny. You're cute. I'm fucking done with that shit. I'm fucking done with that shit. The realistic side of me says, okay, the moves he's made, that's probably not going to happen. But when I see a game like today, that shit gets, combated. That shit kind of puts you going like, oh, okay, well, wait a minute. Maybe my analysis is off on this. Maybe they got something going. Maybe Coley's got something that I'm not aware of. And then they wholly text him that shit. And you're like, oh, nope, there's my fucking team. And it's, like you said, an emotional roller coaster. It's a bag of dicks, man. It sucks ass. You can't help but sit there and go, okay, well, fuck that. We're on to the next week. And it's like, what if there is no next week? What if there is no next week? I hear people saying, oh, just sell the team. Bro, sell the team? I was here during the Oilers shit. Let me tell you how much fun that is. Despite how bad we are, when Houston Oilers left, that destroyed me as a fucking football fan. I didn't watch football for like 3 years. I watched college ball, but I didn't watch fucking pro ball. There's no point. I didn't have someone representing me as far as my talent. And, so keep that in perspective when you're like, sell the fucking team or move the fucking team. You guys, if you've never been through it, you don't know what the fuck you're wishing for. So Tommy Boy's an idiot, but I don't want my fucking team to be gone, because then at that point now, what am I going to be, a fucking Titans fan? Colts fan? God forbid, a fucking Pats fan? No, fuck that shit. Probably be a Steelers fan, honestly, but even then, they're looking kind of suspect this year too. So anyway, Carson, that's all I got, man. I just wanted to get your feedback as a former player. Do you feel like tanking it is just a part of a player's competitive nature?
No,
That's all I wanted to know.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm out. All right. Love the show, man. Love all you guys. Rio, you motherfucker. I'll deal with you in the Discord later.
Shout out to Ray, man. Oh, man. All right. I'm trying to get a call too. I know some of y'all been on hold for a minute, and if the whole line is tripping, I apologize. Probably give us one. I think maybe one more in. I got to take care of a little matter, and I apologize if you have been holding for a ridiculous amount of time. Okay, hold on. Interesting. Well, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the sauce line this evening?
It's just funny as hell. I call one time and I get straight in.
I think what happens is people call in.
First of all,
I think they get on the whole line. I think it gets them stuck there. So then I think when somebody new called in, it might skip my head. I'm gonna have to look the settings and shit. But go ahead.
maybe so. But first of all, Ray, your question didn't make no goddamn sense. Hey, Ray, you know I love you to death, bro. What the fuck would Honcho know? No offense to you, Honcho, but he played college ball. There's no reason to tank playing college ball. There is a reason to tank playing professional ball. It's different. So what the fuck kind of question? What's the point? What's the point? Can you answer it, Honcho?
Because it's not necessarily about the tank itself. It's about the nature of players. You know, do you think a player is willing
but you didn't get paid either, whether you perform well or not.
But again, you know, you have a scholarship. You have your goal, though, is generally as a player, not everybody, but mostly, is to try to make it to that next level to acquire pay, right? So your competitive nature is that I need to put out a great performance no matter what. So even though I'm not necessarily getting paid, the goal is to get the $1 million paychecks, and the way you get that is by better performance on the field, the higher draft pick, or whatever that may be. So even if you come in and you got a new coach comes in, or you got, you know, whatever kind of situation you got going on, and it doesn't look so good, or your star quarterback transfers, or whatever it may be, you still have to get out there and perform for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So even though it may be selfish in nature, but you're still not just going to go, oh, this whole team sucks, I'm just going to mail it in. Because if you mail it in, well, that sends a message out to the rest of anybody else who has some type of pool that may be watching, whether it be another team, if you're in the pros, or, you know, the general manager when it comes to signing that deal, or, you know, like I said, the teams that are watching this draft, if you're a college player. So I think that it all matters. Even the same with, take it down to the high school level. You have a lot of teams with players that teams as a whole may be trash, but they may have that star wide receiver, or, you know, running back, or whatever else it may be. They're going to perform, even though they may be losing it all. They're still going to get themselves out there and do the best that they can.
No, I get all that, but it's the tanking part of it that don't make sense.
But what did you say? That deliberate? That's what I'm saying. Though, that he was just asking, though, would you, even if you knew that your team, or do you think that a person would actively engage in tanking? And I'm just saying, no, I don't think on any level.
No, not the players. It's not coming from the players. The players would never engage in that, because they know that if they don't play well, they might not either get re-signed or signed to another team. It is a organizational thing. That's something that's done in the front office with the tanking. They set up the team for failure.
So you feel
why would you ask a player about tanking when he has no legitimate reason to tank? It doesn't make sense.
But wouldn't that be, you know, even though it may be an organizational thing, and let's look at a team like Texas, because this is something I'm wondering.
That's what I just said.
But I don't know, but I'm saying, if it is an organizational thing like you're saying, but wouldn't players have to either recognize, buy into that quote unquote team culture, or whatever it may be, or you have a bunch of guys who realize what the team is trying to do, and appreciate the super chat love from earlier, Rio. Would you realize what teams, and they still go out and go harder because they know, well, if I buy into this, that's going to be even worse for my career. So couldn't that have a counterproductive effect to what the organization may be trying to acquire as opposed to the team? Is that what's going on with the Texans right now? A bunch of guys who may be on their last leg or kind of on the brink of being in the league, and they're actually outperforming expectations. I mean, I think the ideal behind tanking, I get it, and I think it takes a specific player for those who do try to acquire. But again, I just think even on a personal level, I think the players have the most control in the tank scenario.
No, they don't.
Why
They
not?
have the least.
Why not? If they go out there and ball out, and they go out there and they give it everything they got, even though, like I said, like the Texans, everybody said the Texans are by far and away the worst team in the league, right? And that's what the conversation was earlier this year. They won't win a game, and they've been in a bunch of games that they probably shouldn't have ever been in.
Mm-hmm.
And if this was expected to be a tank season, if Cacero's out there willing and dealing for a tank, isn't their behavior in the way they've been playing almost counterproductive? If Tyrod would have got hurt, are we not having a different conversation?
I would agree, yes. But still, it's even if you own a tanking team, right? That means that you're already one of the least desirable players to be on another roster, right? So if you show that you can play, even through all that shit, yes, that means that you can prove something. You can increase your stock. But the whole point of tanking is to not win, which is the most important part. You can have a good game and still not win. We just watched it, right?
But I don't think necessarily just because you're on a tanking team that makes you one of the least desirable. I think there's certain
Of course it
positions.
does. They're not gonna get a bunch of superstars and put them on a team and intentionally lose.
I'm saying that doesn't the tank happen prior to? But isn't there something that's going on when you realize you have a roster already and it's just not performing as well? And then there is a pivotal player coming up in a position for you to access them if you are in the right draft area. And so your goal is to get that. So say you got a receiver who's already a good receiver, but the quarterback that you had has been just so astronomically ass that he impacts the rest of the team and their success. And you got a future Andrew Luck or something coming up. You know what I mean? And if I put Luck with this receiver or this receiving core, hey, maybe, just maybe, we're back in position. You know what I mean? As from a Osweiler to a Watson with relatively a lot of similar pieces, what one look like versus the other. And again, I'm not saying there's always a bunch of Watsons out there or Derricks out there, but that's kind of how much a player can do. So I mean, we got pieces. We had a Hop. I don't want to say we ever tanked, but you got a Hop, you got other talented players, tight ends, whatever else it may be. But that one piece is just that good. So instead of destroying your entire roster, I think that just happened because of the whole entire regime change with the Texans. That maybe it just might be a piece or two that needs to be adjusted. And so yeah, you might be playing hard. You may be a talented player, you're just not getting the wins. I don't know that kind of deviates from tanking itself, but still, I don't. That's why I say I think the players have more say so than the front office. The players have more power than the front office, depending on how they go. Roger,
Okay.
shut your ass up.
Broderick in here?
Yeah, Rob's in here.
Why?
I don't know. Still haven't figured it out.
I guess that's a more pertinent question.
It's
But
because
anyway,
there's no high school football going on.
I didn't get it. I was like, why would he? Okay. I see your point, though. But that's it. That's all I got. You can go ahead and end this shit. Stop talking about these niggas.
All right, well, this is a wrap. Well, Mr. Professor True, I appreciate you calling in. And yeah, after we
All right,
get
brother.
ready to wind down. I appreciate it, sir.
All right.
Now, I apologize to anybody who may have been waiting on the line, anybody who may have been trying to get through. I got to see what's going on with the line. For some reason, I think it puts you on hold. And because I know Lamel had a situation, I think a couple of us. So I'm going to look at the settings here in a little bit and try to figure it all out. And then we'll go from there and get it done. But for me, it's time for me to wrap it up. I need to get something to snack on and things of that nature. So I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. Okay. And brother, keep them ribs ready. Because the Texans keep playing that way, you're alive next to ribs. Anyway, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, each and every one of y'all, who came through, who hit the like button, who supported, dropped some super soft super chat love. Um, I'm kind of excited in the Discord later on. I'm actually gonna play some Far Cry, so I'm gonna go fuck with that for a little bit. If you're not subscribed to the gaming channel, subscribe to that. I guess I should put the link out there for that. That would be the smart thing to do, right? You ain't a part of that. And time to time, I have been getting on that. How about maybe on there later, maybe tomorrow, maybe some other time. I don't know. I gotta get a schedule going for that. But shout out to all y'all who have already subscribed. But with that being said, I'm trying to produce y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all, I thank y'all for being here. Y'all stay saucy. It's your boy Ed Honcho. And until next time, adios.
Perfect.